Hi again. I did talk about the chakras or the plexus of the nerves in the spine. And in my previous one, I described the lower two, the coccygeal, which is called Muladhara. Then the next one is called Swadhisthana, which is in the sacral area. And the first one has controlled by previous impression or sanskaras. The next one is controlled by rajogun or activating gun. The first one is the deity is Ganesh or Ganapati. The next one is Brahma, or the one who produces the entire universe. So you could consider these as excretion and procreation as the lower two centers or the chakras that we talked about. In this particular lecture today, I'm going to talk about the additional chakras. So the next one or ascending order is called Manipur Chakra. Manipur Chakra is considered to be at present of your navis, or on the back side would be lumbar spine. So coccygeal, sacral, now we're going to the lumbar spine. And the control is Vishnu. Vishnu is the one that controls or maintains the universe, and he is the controller of this. This particular one has about 10 different petals, and it is controlled by Sattva-guna. So Vishnu is not the same Lord Vishnu, but this is a Vishnu which maintains the universe and is controlled by Sattva or pure guna or quality. This has 10 petals. The higher up as we go, the next one is at the either thoracic spine or at the heart. So they correspond to each other, and that is controlled by tamogun, which is laziness or something which we act with heart. Its deity or controller is Rudra. So this has about 12 petals. So this is at the level of the heart. It is controlled by tamogun. It has 12 petals. Higher up you go, so now we're talking about palate or cervical area. And this is controlled by ignorance. And the controller is, of course, the reflection of the Paramatma or the God, which is confined to this body. This physical body is called Jivatma. So the Jivatma controls the cervical center. It has 16 petals, and it is at the level of palate. We go higher up, again the forehead, which is controlled by knowledge, and it is controller deity is Paramatma or God, and it is called Vishuddha Chakra. Vishuddha Chakra, correction, it is called Ajna Chakra. And Ajna Chakra has only 2 petals. You could describe it in different way, like 2 different parts of the brain, or sympathetic, parasympathetic plexus, or any of these. The highest one, which is 7th one, is called Sahasradhar. Sahasra is 1,000, but here it is meant to be thousands. This is right at the head level or the brain level. It has 1,000 petals, and the imagination is that there are 2 parts of the cerebrum, and then there is cerebellum. Some people call it a bigger and a smaller brain, or the back side of the brain is called cerebrum. The 2 main areas of the brain called cerebrum. So there is a cerebellum and cerebrum, and it has multiple folds. These folds determine the intellect and that kind of stuff. This fold gets flattened out when somebody has Alzheimer's or does not have enough memory, intelligence, etc. So this has thousands of folds, and that's why it's called a 1,000-petal chakra. So basically we are talking about top to bottom of the spine. So I'm going to summarize this quickly, and then maybe we'll switch to another topic. So the lowest or coccygeal area is related to the excretion. It's Lord Ganesh is the controller. It's controlled by previous life's impression or samskaras. The higher one next to that is sacral. It's controlled by Brahma, which is the creator of the universe. It is controlled by Rajogun, which is activating. It's called Swadhisthana, and it is the basically procreation. Higher up, lumbar spine or at the level of nevus or umbilicus. Controller is Vishnu. It's called Manipur Chakra. It has 10 petals and controlled by the Sattvic Gun or Sattva Gun, which is pure. Higher up you go, level of the heart or thoracic spine. It is called controlled by Tamogun or Tamasic Gun. It is 12 petals controlled by Rudra. Then higher up you go, this particular one, the one at the level of heart, is called Anahat. Higher up you go is again, now we're going to the cervical spine or the palate. It's controlled by Jivatma. Jivatma is a reflection of the God. By ignorance, it thinks it is the body or confined to the body. Certainly it is controlled by ignorance. Higher up you go, which is now becoming, that is one which is called Vashuddha Chakra. Then you go to the forehead level, it's called Ajna Chakra. And that's where the brain is, or spiritual eye is. And it's controlled by Jnana. And it has 2 petals. Again, you could consider yin and yang, you would consider sympathetic, parasympathetic, could consider 2 sides of the brain itself. Again, this is called Ajna Chakra. It is at the level of forehead or spiritual eye. Higher up you go is described as Sahasrahar, which means it has thousands of petals. This is actually the brain, which has multiple folds, so those are considered as petals. And the controller is not clear. But again, as I said before, you could consider a larger brain and a smaller brain, cerebellum and cerebrum, as the 2 parts in the previous one. So Mooladhar, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vashuddha, Ajna, and Sahasrara Chakra. The concept is that the coiled up energy is coiled up in the lower part of the spine, from where it rises through the astral spine, contacting, stimulating, initiating each chakra and a control on it. And then when it goes through the Sahasrara Chakra, which is the highest level, you have achieved the perfect samadhi. So this is the basic understanding of various chakras, 7 in all. But please remember that sometimes people will describe various nadis or nerves, and these are actually related to various other areas, and there are thousands of other ones which are described in some of the literature of the religion. So I think this hope to clarify, because a lot of times in Western, people talk about chakras and we have no clue as to what exactly it is, but these are the plexus, the swelling of the spinal column in certain areas, which have certain function according to this theology, which are controlled by certain deities, and which has certain number of petals. And hopefully this is helpful. I'm going to talk back about something related to diseases and medicine in the next couple of them, and then we'll go back to the theology again. I hope you are enjoying these talks and you will like it, subscribe it. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.